We welcome our honorable guests to the conference hall. I would like to welcome Honorable Professor Naveed Aslam, Principal, Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Medical and Dental College, to please come on the stage and take his respective seat. I request Honorable Dr. Fakhar Imam, Professor of Medicine, Rahbar Medical College, to please come on the stage and take your respective seat. I request Dr. Faisal Sultan, ex-Special Assistant to Prime Minister on National Health Services, Chief Executive Officer, Shaukat Khanam Cancer Hospital and Research Center, to please come on the stage and take the respective seat. I request Dr. Mona Aziz, Deputy Dean, Sheikh Zayed Khalifa bin Medical and Dental College, to please come on the stage and take your respective seat. I request Dr. Alia Bashir, Professor of Gynae, to please come on the stage and take the respective seat. I request Dr. Farooq Rana, Professor of Surgery. Sir, please come on the stage and take the respective seat. I request Dr. Farooq Afzal, Professor of Surgery and Principal, Services Institute of Medical Sciences, to please come on the stage and take the respective seat. Now I request Professor Dr. Tafazul Haq Mahmood to please come on the stage and take the respective seat. Thank you, sir. We would like to start our inauguration ceremony with the name of Allah. I would like to call Dr. Uthman Ahmed, who is Associate Professor Medicine, Sheikh Zayed Postgraduate Medical Institute. I would like to call him on stage for Tilawat-e-Quran Pak. Please, sir, come on the stage.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم هو الله الذي لا عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون آمنت بالله صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah, sir. Now I request our worthy Professor Dr. Tafazul Haq Mahmood, who is Chief Organizer of RheumaCon 2023, Head Division of Medicine and Department of Rheumatology and Immunology, Sheikh Zayed Federal Postgraduate Medical Institute, to please come and say a few words to welcome our honorable guests.
Before I do that, I would like to invite Dr. Altaf Chima to come and have a seat as a guest of honor. He's a renowned general physician as well as family physician. And I invite Dr. Tariq Mahmood Mia to come on the stage as well and take the seat. He is also a very prominent family physician of the country. So it is very nice to see all of you to come today and grace this occasion and honor us and make this conference a little effort successful. I am really grateful for the support that has been extended to me and my team by my institution, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan Medical and Dental College, Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan Medical College, Federal Postgraduate Medical Institute, Lahore. And I'm grateful to all the guests who have come, my teacher, my colleagues, my students, and so many others who have come today. Thank you so much for coming. Hope you will enjoy it, learn it, and then spread it as well. And that is the essence of learning cycle. If you learn, then you remember and you spread. So please do it and please keep on doing it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Naveed Aslam, Principal, Sheikh Zayed Medical College, to please come and say a few words.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Professor Tafazzul, Dr. Aflaq, all guests of honor, esteemed teachers, speakers, participants, friends, colleagues, Assalamu alaikum. It's a great honor for me to be here, and I'm thankful to the organizer to invite me to be a part of this academic activity. It's commendable how they have put up this show, and they've done it over the last few years to make it a very successful event in this specialty. It's a great success, but I see it beyond this RheumaCon. For us who were in medical college many decades ago, we didn't know this specialty. The rheumatology, immunology was unheard of as medical students. And from there to reach this level where you have national and international recognition and success as a specialty is the real success of the organizers of this conference. The rheumatology was practiced by physicians, general physicians, internal medicine, orthopedic surgeons, and we were not taught rheumatology as a subject in our curriculum. So the credit goes to those who took it up as a specialty 3 decades ago and battled through all the barriers which are unimaginable to get it recognized as a subspecialty, developed postgraduate units, and impart training to the students. So my heartiest congratulations to Professor Tafazzul, who has been on the forefront of this race. And the way we see it now is not something he acquired maybe 30 years ago. So there's a huge effort involved on part of him as well as his colleagues who must have gone through tireless effort to develop this specialty, to get it recognized to the level that you have multiple training units all over the country, and it is imparting postgraduate training to so many students. It's going to give a career to a lot of students, And it must have been a very daring effort many years ago to take this specialty when it didn't exist on its own. So my congratulations to Tafazzul and Aflaq and all those, not only to hold this conference, but to give this specialty a name and a respect and a recognition. And I'm sure it's going to give a bright future to many youngsters who are here today. So take this as an opportunity, as a learning experience, as well as an inspiration for those who may be thinking of subspecialties in our field. The conventional teaching that we have, that we tend to play safe, we tend to take up specialties which exist. But as I can remember, I'm sure the Fazil would have never thought that they would come this far in 20 years. So I think it's a good inspiration for all those youngsters who may be considering specialization in different subjects. So take it as a challenge and see this as an inspiration that you can actually make it a success. I'm grateful to Tafazzal and his team for inviting me. And it's also a great success because it comes from the forum of Sheikh Zayed Medical Complex. Sheikh Zayed is one of the premier postgraduate institutes which has imparted postgraduate education for decades now. And it is utmost desire and it is our dedication that we continue with the CME activities. Thank you very much, and I hope you have an enjoyable day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Since our honorable guests have arrived in the conference hall, I request all our honorable guests to please stand up for the national anthem. Thank you, honorable guests. Please be seated. Now I request Dr. Faisal Sultan to please come forward and say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum ji. Few words ही कहूँगा क्योंकि I think the best words have been said by my colleague and friend Dr. Naveed Aslam already. But it's a pleasure to be here and to see that rheumatology continues to grow as a specialty with interest in it and increasing capability and strength in it. आप सबकी मौजूदगी इस चीज़ की वाज़ेह अक्कासी है, and I'm delighted and honored to be here. बहुत शुक्रिया.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Now I would like to invite Dr. Alia Bashir, Professor of Gynae, to please come forward and say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. I would like to congratulate all the organizers of RheumaCon, who has arranged this mega event, and it needs a lot of courage and a lot of hard work to have such an event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Dr. Farooq Rana, Professor of Surgery, to please come forward and say a few kind words.
Thank you very much for your invitation and giving me this opportunity. I would just like to appreciate the efforts of the Society of Rheumatology on organizing this RheumaCon 2023. It's a great milestone, and I think we are excelling in our super specialty. It's a need of time. I wish best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Professor Farooq Afzal, Professor of Surgery and Principal Services Institute of Medical Sciences, to please come forward and say a few words.
Thank you. Right. First of all, it's a great privilege and honor here that I am being invited by the Department of Rheumatology and Immunology. Must congratulate you. This arranging such a conference is not an easy thing. I have three things to say to you. The first thing is the importance of these conferences. The second is my personal journey of a rheumatic problem. And the healer is in front, Dr. Nigat Mir. Madam, can I have your attention, please? So my healer is here. I'm just going to share my personal story here. And the third thing is, I've worked in 3 different countries other than Pakistan. And I just want to emphasize what basically makes these countries better than us. Now, importance of all the supra specialty, we had a conference yesterday, a Eurogynae conference. It was totally different conference because now we have having some supra specialty coming up. Rheumatology is also one of the branches of medicine, and I think it needs a lot of courage and dedication to develop departments. I'm still trying to develop a department of rheumatology in SIMS, inshallah, and I assure you that during my own period of time, it would be established, inshallah. No, I love rheumatology in the sense that 10 years back, I was working in Saudi Arabia, and one day, we were doing this laparoscopic anterior resection, and at that time we had a learning curve, right? So the case took us about 6 hours. At the end of the 6 hours, my feet and everything was frozen. And it has never happened before. And I thought, what happened? Maybe it is prolonged standing or whatever. So I consulted one of the orthopedic surgeons over there, and he said that you have a plantar fasciitis, both sides. I said, sir, is it not like very unusual to have a plantar fasciitis both sides? But I said, okay. So they advised me to take these insoles and stuff like that and anti-inflammatory, and I took it for 2 months and it was not getting better. So after 2 months, I started to develop pain in my both elbows. And this time he diagnosed it as a tennis elbow, right? And I said, there's something wrong, I'm not getting well. On my insistence, he said, okay, you go to the professor of rheumatology. And I have seen few medicine people already. And the first thing that professor of rheumatology was a big name in Saudi Arabia, King Saud University. He said, Farooq, I need your scan, right? This nuclear scan tomorrow. So they advised a nuclear scan was done, and I was diagnosed as having a small bones, all my bones and all my joints, small joints were involved, and I never knew. So that started my journey with biologics. This is 2005. Same time, I had a fellowship from States. So I ended up in United States on biologics. And you can well imagine what was my state. So I finished my fellowship, decided to come back to Pakistan, and then I was in search of who's the best. And I was working in National Hospital, and I found Professor Nigat Mir over there, and I was under her treatment. In United States also, I got these biologics because they said, you are a surgeon, right? Ye methotrexate and this thing, these are not going to work longer for you. You must get biologics. So I had to double the dose of biologics. And alhamdulillah, for the last 3-4 years, I'm in spontaneous remissions, thanks to prayers of my parents and everybody. So rheumatic problems are there in the society. We need to recognize, I think we need more people, more trained staff to do that. And the last thing is about the institutions. So in working in UK, US, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, I have seen that these people are ahead of us because they have developed their institution. Unfortunately, what is happening with us is that our institutions are being marred by politics, by nepotism, by corruption, right? And this is the reason we are not growing. Leadership is a cycle process, right? अगर प्रोफेसर ही सारी उम्र के लिए प्रोफेसर रहेगा तो you would not be able to develop others. This is our priority as a professor or as a head of institution, is to develop others. There are problems in our medical education, especially the postgraduate medical education, and this is the time we should all work together and help in the cause of improvement in the quality of postgraduate medical education. I thank you once again for the invitation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I would like to invite Dr. Nigat Mir.
I was going to do that.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Before anything else, Dr. Nigat Mir has just joined us, and it is a pleasure to see you, ma'am. Can you please come over the stage and give us the pleasure?
Thank you, madam. Now I would like to invite Dr. Sardar Fakhr Imam to please come on the stage and say a few kind words.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I think it's not just out of a convention or a simple approach to thank the organizer, to thank those who have invited you on a particular occasion. But I think I'm very happy to say and to admit this, that Professor Tafazzul and his team, they're doing a great job. We've all seen that the country has been through difficult times, but this team continued to hold this kind of an activity whenever and wherever it was possible. Very important things were said to train people, to train our substitutes, and to develop a human resource which can replace us. And this group, mashallah, is doing very well. Not an easy job to do. And many of you who are at a younger level today would tomorrow, when they'll start organizing these conferences, they'll realize they're difficult. The problems are of multiple types: financial, bringing people together, leave, traveling, destinations. And this team has done this job very well. And the other important thing that we all need to pick up as a message was, learn it, practice it, believe in it, and finally, the job is never complete unless you spread and disseminate whatever good that you have learned. Very well organized, and thank you for having invited me here. Allah Hafiz.
Now I would like to invite Dr. Nigat Mir to please come on the dais and say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. It's a great pleasure and honor to be here. Professor Tafazzul, Professor Flaq, Sheikh Zaid, team, excellent. And I think this is my pleasure to pay my, great appreciation for Professor Tafazzul Flaq and their team for doing a great service to rheumatology in Pakistan. And his trainees are all over in Pakistan. And जैसे डॉक्टर साहब कह रहे थे कि नॉलेज अपने अंदर रख के लेके चले नहीं जाना. And I think we are all, educators and strong believers of disseminating knowledge. ये तो सदका जारी है, जो आपने सीखा आपने आगे पास ऑन करना है. And I think if you learn कि आपके अपने students जब excel करते हैं और आपसे बेहतर करते हैं, तो one should feel proud of that. I think अगर आप इस तरह से सोचें तो इंशाल्लाह ताला you will, जो अब इस वक्त हमारे सामने सारे young लोग बैठे हैं, will be leaders of tomorrow and team builders. And डॉक्टर तफज़ुल सारी उम्र पढ़ाया है, सिखाया है और सब कुछ किया और इंशाल्लाह उसका रिज़ल्ट भी नज़र आ रहा है. एंड थैंक यू सो मच सर, आप सबकी अप्रिसिएशन का. एंड इट्स ग्रेट टू बी हेयर एंड टू हैव ऑल, एक रौनक लगी हुई है. और इसी तरह रूमेटोलॉजी जो है एज अ स्पेशलिटी, आई एम श्योर नेशनली इंटरनेशनली पाकिस्तान विल शाइन. एंड इंशाल्लाह वी विल be having these conferences for the education and for teamwork, for research, publications, etc. So thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Shukriya.
Thank you, madam. Now I would like to invite Dr. Altaf Chima to please come forward and say a few words.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tafazzul, for inviting us. Family physician is the first contact for any disease, and especially in rheumatic disease and for example, rheumatoid arthritis. Time is very important to initiate the initial treatment. As we were listening to Dr. Massam, the first three months are very important. So I would request the organizers to please involve more and more family physicians in all these sessions which belong to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Dr. Tariq Mia to please come forward and say a few words.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much, sir, for inviting family physicians. I think according to WHO figures, about 70 to 80% of the patient, they first contact with the family physician. And if we see the different specialities, I think we are still lacking behind. According to the population, the number of rheumatologists in Pakistan, we can count on figures. So the only thing in which we can help our people is to train the family physician, because if the patient is not picked at the very beginning and the family physician is not knowing that this is a patient of rheumatology, and the patient keeps on, and if he's not initiated the initial treatment, so there is the giants will be destroyed. So when he will go to the rheumatologist, he can't do anything. Same is with other specialties. So I think the collaboration between the family physician and the tertiary care hospitals, and we have emphasized a lot on the referral system, and it should be two-way referral. The family physician, when he sees, and he can only see when he knows the disease, that what is the pattern, and if I think there is early referral, we can benefit our population and we can reduce the miseries of our people. So, and second thing is, there is unnecessarily people are going to the tertiary care hospital which don't need to go over there. So I think the government should take this responsibility, and like in the developed countries, always the people first go to their family physician, and when he sees that this patient should be referred, so I think the main responsibility of a family physician is do no harm and early referral. So these conferences, I think they can benefit a lot to the family physician. So I congratulate Professor Tafazzul Mahmood for inviting family physicians. So there should be training sessions for the family physician, so that in every specialties, this is the only thing, continuing medical education is the only thing which differentiate from the graduates who are graduated from 80s or 90s, they are not different from quacks if they are not attached to the continuing medical education. So I congratulate you once again, sir, that you are involved and you have taken this responsibility to teach the family physician. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Finally, I would like to invite Dr. Mona Aziz to please come forward and say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Tafazul, Dr. Flak and his team for inviting me and also for holding such a good conference in this subject. And this subject is very close to my specialty regarding the diagnosis, diseases, treatment modalities, may it be steroids, cytotoxics, disease modifying agents, JAK-inhibitors. So we are in close liaison with them most of the time for most of our patients. There are three areas in my point of view where we need to focus for development of our specialty. First is human resource development, that is training of the PGs in a large number and at multiple centers. Second is setting up for this particular specialty the rheumatology clinics, not only in the big hospitals, big cities, but also in the DHQ and THQ level, because there is and there will be a surge in the rheumatological diseases in coming years because of the autoimmune disorders coming up in the younger people, and because of a longer average lifespan, the geriatric and degenerative problems will be coming. So there is a need of rheumatology specialized clinics in DHQ and THQs also. And then one step further is a field of preventive rheumatology. We should start thinking about that so that the surge which is expected in coming years, coming 30, 40 years, does not come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to request Honorable Chief Guest Professor Naveed Aslam and Professor Tafazul Haq Mahmood to please come forward and give certificates and flowers of appreciation to our honorable guests. Starting off with Dr. Faisal Sultan, sir, please come on the stage and receive your shield. Thank you, sir. Dr. Nigat Mir, please come forward and receive your flower of appreciation and certificate. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Honorable Dr. Sardar Fakhar Imam to please come. Thank you, sir. Now I would request Dr. Farooq Rana to please come forward and receive your flowers and certificate of appreciation. Thank you, sir. Now I would request Honorable Dr. Farooq Afzal to please come forward and receive your certificate and flowers of appreciation. Thank you, sir. Now I would request Dr. Mona Aziz to please come forward. and receive your certificate and flowers, please. Thank you, madam. Now I would like to request Dr. Altaf Chima to please come forward and receive your certificate and flowers of appreciation. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Tariq Mia to please come forward and receive your certificate and flowers of appreciation. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Alia Bashir to please come forward and receive your certificate and flowers of appreciation, please. Thank you, madam. Now I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Naveed Aslam, to please give flower and shield of appreciation to our worthy Dr. Tafazul Haq Mahmood. And now I would request Dr. Tafazul to please give a flower of appreciation to our worthy Chief Guest, Professor Naveed Aslam. Thank you so much, sir. We conclude our inauguration ceremony here. There is a morning tea in the next hall. Aside from honorable guests, speakers, and organizer, rest of the participants, please move to the next hall for morning tea. We will be back sharp at 11 a.m. for our second scientific session. Thank you so much.